What is up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Snap on Ego. As always, my name is Brad, otherwise known as Bradsifer, and I'm joined by Chris Bootman Bootay. Hello, Chris. It's been about 2 weeks. Look at that.
Yep, just a little bit over. You guys, in case you're wondering, sometimes we wait until we get some OTA news, stuff like that. We want to make sure we come to you with the juicy stuff. Get you jam-packed with podcast goodness.
And we definitely have that today. So we're going to be going over the OTA, of course, which at the time of recording will be out tomorrow when you see this episode. So they'll come out together. And we also have some new cards we want to go over. The month of February is one of the most stacked months we've had in a hot minute as far as new cards are concerned. As always, when we do talk about those cards, please take them with a grain of salt. We have yet to get to the developer update video, so things could be subject to change. They've done that in the past. Even as recent as Beta Ray Bill, he was shown in the video as a 5, and on release he was a 6. So
yeah, we should be. Oh yeah, so even it could even change from the video to But this will be actually really soon because we're getting the developer update probably quick because the new season starts next week.
It's usually the day before the new season. So the new season is next Tuesday, right?
Yeah. Well, sometimes they release it on like the Friday before. I know this last time they released it like the day before. But I wonder if that was because they were getting back in the groove from the holiday and stuff. But one thing I do want to talk about before we dive into the OTA is like we've been getting hit. I don't know because you've been streaming. Everybody go follow Bradsifer. He's been like on it, just streaming constantly. What is it, Bradsifer over on Twitch?
Yep, just same as everything else.
Yeah. So he's been getting his stream on, brewing and whatnot. But anyways, I don't know if you've even seen it, but like Glenn's like put some stuff out there about potential like card changes. Like there's one in here that kind of relates to it. But let's talk about that first. First off, maybe. First off, he talked about the archetype of Destroy being like one of the top ones and like, oh, this thing needs a nerf. Like, what are your thoughts on that? Like I said on Twitter, like, in my opinion, Destroy has always been like a solid, just like B+ tier. Like I've never just been like, oh, dang it, Destroy. Like you're just like Destroy is just kind of like it's just been like a staple since I started playing. It's had its like ups and downs and like as long as it's not Death Wave, like we've had some like really honest Destroy, and I get sometimes they can get out of control, but like all of us have played thousands of games of Destroy probably, and you really need to get stuff going. Like it is not like consistently getting stuff going. You know what I mean? Do you think that archetype needs a nerf?
No, but let's provide a little context first. So Glenn has been kind of going off in the team answers portion, like he usually does in the Discord. If you haven't joined,
seems like he's giving us a little more than usual.
Yeah, I agree. So there's a few questions that were asked. One that we're talking about right now is the Destroy one. Someone said, hey there, just wondering if Destroy is nearing your thresholds for what is deemed too strong or too common. And Glenn replied, Destroy has been the strongest deck since we nerfed Blob and was the second strongest deck during most of his reign. It's held the perch a little too long and a little too well. That goes on to be asked by several other questions of like, what are you talking about with Destroy? What? And they go into a bunch of things about how they have a balance threshold for decks and cards that determine outliers of performance. Another purpose of their balance changes is to create a flux and change in order to ensure the metagame doesn't just remain diverse, but also remains interesting every week. And yada, yada, yada. They go into a whole thing of why they would nerf Destroy if they so wish to. Look, when it comes to Destroy as an archetype, like you said, its high roll potential is insane. And when it does high roll, it's scary. It is a scary deck. Also, I will add that if you ever notice when Destroy is good, like really good consistently, it's probably a pretty good meta.
Right? Yeah. The only time it's been an issue is when Death Wave was out, right? Like
I agree.
When you're like, okay, now you're getting like when people were able to like wave into like Death, She-Hulk, and like and Arrow and stuff. Doctor Doom, like just some ridiculous things. Like ever since that was resolved, like whenever I see I think you just like nailed it on the head. Whenever Destroy is just more prevalent, I'm like, okay, we're in a good spot. I'm like, this is the Marvel Snap I know. When a bunch of people just start playing Destroy, I'm like, we're back to a safe place. You know what I mean?
like, if they were to change some destroy, which we'll talk about the OTA in a few minutes, and there is something in there that's kind of targeting destroy, but it's not what you would think. I'll put it this way: when I was telling, I had to tell chat earlier, I was like, look, we get the OTA early. Whenever we get it, I'm going to record the podcast with Chris. And they're like, can you give us any hints? And I'm like, no, because I signed an NDA. And I was like, I'll give you a single word. I said unorthodox. Take that as what you want. And that's it. And that's what I kind of view these hits on the OTA in general. But when it comes to destroy, if they were to change something, I've seen a lot of ideas thrown around. Some people think maybe Venom should go back to like a 3-1 or a 3-2. I think that's crazy. That's insane. Venom feels great. I've seen Carnage of like being a +1 instead of a +2. I think that's weird too. That means his ceiling is a 2-5 instead of a 2-8. That's really bad. Then his floor is more in line with other 2 costs, right? A 2-3. So his floor is a 2-2. You just whiff and you just play him out for stats. But that's what his floor is now. One other one I've seen is Deadpool. Rather than doubling, some people want a fixed power output, like +3, +4 every time instead.
Like, God, like I wish there was a percentage of, I bet Second Dinner has this kind of data. Like, how many times does like Deadpool get over like 10, 20, you know what I mean? Like those big numbers. Like you need like a great setup. You need like Forge into Deadpool, into like Hulkbuster,
destroying him and stuff.
And like you also need to be getting like X-23 going, so you have a little bit extra energy. You got to hit like a Nico Monaro where it's like destroy and draw 2 cards. Like things have to go so well for you to pull that off. And when it happens, you're just so giddy because it's not that common, Like I wonder, like almost like I think Jeff Hoagland, he made like a spreadsheet of the blob nerf and how often he's going to get certain power ranges, like the percentage. I want to see that for Deadpool because like I don't think Deadpool's getting that huge, but it's also one of those things with low cube equity, right? Like when you're sitting there on turn 4 and you see them blowing up like a 24 power Deadpool, like don't be an idiot, right? Like get out. Like what are you doing? Like you see it.
I will say this though, because it's funny you mentioned that of like retreating when you see a big Deadpool. The other thing is you should also be retreating when you see Death's Domain, Shuri's Lab, stuff like that against the Destroy deck. And I also add into, if they were going to nerf Destroy, I'd rather see them rework or change the rarity of a handful of these locations that Destroy just really loves. Like Altar of Death, Death's Domain, Shuri's Lab are the 3 that come to mind immediately of like, holy shit, you need to leave. Like, even if you have Shadow King or Shang-Chi, you can still lose. You take care of the actual lane, right, for Shuri's Lab, but like the other 2 lanes.
When you have something there that is just optimizing your death and null in the background, with like no effort because the location's doing it for you. I finally pulled the trigger and got Grandmaster after this Lambie tournament, and somebody had an interesting like Grandmaster Destroy deck, and I was like, that's an interesting usage.
Can we talk about that for a second? Because fuck that deck, fuck that interaction, fuck that should not exist. It's stupid. It's
whoa! I didn't know you were gonna be triggered by this.
I hate that shit. For those who know, it's Dracula in discard, and the way it works is Dracula
with the null.
That is so stupid. That should not work.
Yeah. No, I agree. I agree there. I thought you were talking about the Grandmaster interaction. I'm like, what?
Oh, no, that's fine. I don't give a shit about that. Grandmaster's cool.
So those of you who don't know, Dracula, like let's say I had Devil Dino or I had Darkhawk in my deck or in my hand, and Dracula hit those, Dracula would take on their base power. All right. But Null is showing the power in your hand, so Dracula can tag Null and get all of that power. So I think if that gets out of control, like it's a bug that they recognize, I think when they made like the Null and Morbius changes, and they just never got around to fixing it. So I think like if Dracula starts getting popular in Destroy decks, they're gonna do something about it.
Yeah, that's the thing they should change. I think they will. none of these stupid websites, by the way, between Snap.fan and Marvel Snap Zone, like, will give me an actual number of how many locations are in the game. They just have them all listed. Hold on, let's see. There's 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24. So 24 per page. And there's how many pages? There's 5 pages filled with 24 per page. So 24 times 5 is 232. 220. 220?
Like 24 times 5?
Yeah, 220.
24 times 5 is 120. I'm pretty sure there's hundreds.
My bad. It's 120.
Okay. Oh, maybe I'm thinking of how many cards there are, because there's like 200 something cards. Yeah.
Math bad. I did that by 10. My bad. Yeah. So 120 locations, and I would say, one of our good friends, well, I mean, he's a content creator I like, and more so. It's Harry, Ordinary Harry.
Oh yeah.
He said somewhere that he did a couple days ago. He looked at like all the locations and tried to figure out with his chat like how many are really good with destroy, because it was brought up. He said around the ballpark of 15 is what he came up with. So 15.
That's a little over. That's a little less than 10%.
Yeah, just under 10%, but still, that's like 8%.
Yeah, but if you take it if you compare that to literally any other archetype, that's like most of them it's like a fraction of a percent, right? Like think about like on reveal decks, for example. You got like Camartage, and maybe you can lump in Onslaught Citadel with it if you're using like Wong or something, but like how many like really benefit a certain archetype? Like if you're playing like a Lockjaw deck or Thanos and you get like Quantum Tunnel, like, you can pop off, but like destroy more often, like you're gonna have more chances of having locations that benefit you,
Right.
Like
that's still, like, so to put it in that way, you have, and that the math is actually better than that, because you have like around an 8% chance of pulling any one of those locations per location. There's
you have
3
what?
rolls. You have around an 8% chance of pulling any one of those locations with your destroy deck per location. That's 3 chances at getting those good hits. So like that's where I'm like, there's a little bit too much destroy stuff when it comes to locations, but that's probably what I would look at more so than anything else. But I mean, y'all can let us know in the comments what you think about destroy. I'm sure.
Yeah. So the other thing that Glenn mentioned, one of them's in the OTA, so we'll just talk about it there. But somebody asked about Elsa Bloodstone, and take with this what you will, everybody. All right, spoiler: Elsa Bloodstone is not in the OTA today. All right, but somebody was saying Elsa's in the spotlights this week, right? And Glenn basically said they have a buff lined up for Elsa, which I think is bananas.
In a future patch, he said. So him saying a future patch makes me wonder if it's not this upcoming one, but the next one. Like, because they have to put these in advance. They might have identified it late.
I am like, me, I'm very much on like, hey, be smart about your reserves, be smart about your caches and stuff like that. But like that is just brutal. That is just brutal. Him saying like they're doing something to Elsa, like to help her out.
Which tells me immediately it's not just make her a 3-cost global effect, like everyone thought.
Yeah, because
the baseline apparently for global effects is 3-cost.
Yeah.
It's been established now. Especially with today's OTA. And if it was something as simple as that, they would have done it on the OTA. I guarantee you. Because that's easy. Make her a 3/3. Done.
Yeah.
So I'm very curious as to what they're doing with her. Because
I
think it's a full rework of sorts. Maybe not a full rework, but like a more of like a full facelift, so to speak.
Yeah, I'm curious. Like, hopefully she's playable. I love the package of, her with my girls, Angela and Kitty. But yeah, we'll see.
Good.
But
okay, hold on. let me say, it's still good. I tried on stream last Silky Smooth with Kitty, Angela, and Elsa, and Elsa was consistently like a 2-9 almost every game. Like she was doing work. Because you just do the Jeff, Nightcrawler, or Vision on those lanes too, in addition to Kitty Pryde. She works with Spider-Man now, by the way, so you can do that. You can put Spider-Man on a filled location, have it swing out, and it still hits it. So my worry is if they make her a higher cost, like a 4 cost or a 3 cost or something, that sucks a bit because now you lose out on a little bit of what you were doing in the Silky Smooth deck. Her being a 2 was perfect because you could go like turn 1 Kitty, turn 2 Angela, turn 3 Elsa, Kitty on the Angela, and then you have a setup for like a couple of 2 drops or like a 3 drop in Kitty, or something, or then like you can set up Craven somewhere. Like the 2 drop felt good. The only thing that would make her better is a 1 drop. So what? Maybe she's a 1/2. For that lane and adds +2. Would that be too good?
Well, but they would just do that in the OTA, right? So yeah, we'll see. But again, it just sucks because people don't know what it's going to be, and when's the next time she's going to pop up in a spotlight? Come on, Glenn. Come on, just don't. I wouldn't say anything. Maybe be like, oh, we'll see, or something. Because I legit had people, when I retweeted it, I had people like, oh man, like, should I? And I'm like, I don't know. Because like, here's the thing too, like my philosophy about like acquiring cards. It's like, is it good and is it fun, right? If it meets one or both of those criterias, that's like, if it only meets one, that's when I like really put some thought into it. But if it meets both, cool. But like Elsa, originally, it was like, she's gonna be fun for me. She was very powerful, but she was also fun. She fit into the decks that I personally enjoy playing. So like now, if they do give her like a full like facelift, like kind of rework, I don't know if she'll still fall in that category because there's some cards that have been like look at Spider-Man. We haven't had many cards like get a full Spider-Man treatment, but like Kingpin maybe. It completely changes the type of deck it's in. Like I trust them. Whenever they do something, I'm like, that was pretty good, But it just sucks for people who don't know if they should get her. So if you do, you guys have until Tuesday when the new season rolls over to figure out if you want to pull her from the cache. But yeah, I wouldn't say like, yeah, for sure, like get her, because they might completely change what kind of archetype she fits in. So that's that. All right, so that's that. The other card that Glenn mentioned is actually in this OTA, so I guess we can start chatting about that.
The best thing about that is it's the first one on the OTA. Here are the notes. I didn't get to make a fancy slideshow, friends. You can read ahead, whatever. Suck it. Don't care. Here's everything. So first one is, of course, our boy Luke Cage going from a 2/3 ongoing. Your cards here can have the power reduced. To a 3/4 ongoing, your cards can't have their power reduced. So he is now going to a 3 cost, 4 power, regaining his global effect. That's it.
So Surfer decks, right? We just put them in. No.
High-Evo
but yeah, like
maybe. I mean, it's going to be nice for a lot of look, Hazmat likes this. Like there's a High-Evo Hazmat deck kind of floating around that like runs like Scorpion Hazmat and like A-Bomb and stuff like that. You could maybe do that. That deck doesn't really play Kyera because you're only really playing one big card in the Hulk.
Yeah, like Abomination or something.
A-Bomb is a 9, so you don't have to worry about it getting hit anyway. And I've seen plenty of lists of that version that just don't even run Hulk. You just go She-Hulk.
Yeah, I think, some run She-Hulk, yeah. But yeah, basically they said like, hey, we tried this, we were hoping it would work, but like he's got like no plays, as Luke has underperformed with that change. Even in the decks we thought would still play the effect happily, such as Cerebro 3. So yeah, they're returning him to a global effect, which I love. So I have not had a chance to play much with Beta Ray Bill. I played like maybe like 5 or 10 games. But like I used to love the old, it was like an Elsa Guards deck, but part of it was a bunch of low cost stuff. Plus you got like, your Thor and Jane Foster, this is before Beta Ray Bill, but it also ran Luke Cage and Shadow King, right? And during that meta, Shadow King was a little bit more beneficial because people were playing these like ad power cards. But I love that protection. I love that Luke for me, not for you, and I can go and just not worry where I'm tossing my Shadow King. So like I am very excited to combine those two back together, right? But the other thing is too, we're also going to be able to have a little bit more fun with Annihilus decks again, right? Now you can do stuff like Debris, Hazmat, Annihilus, because they changed how Annihilus worked and stuff like that. So I'm glad. I like Luke Cage, because those of you who don't know, when Luke Cage came out, I forgot his original stat lines or whatever, but like nobody played this card. They moved him around a little bit, and then he just became like a really good card to slot into whatever decks. So I'm glad he's kind of like gonna be back in that realm a little bit at a 3 cost.
He was a 2/2, by the way, his original one, I believe. And they gave him the up to 2/3 because they took away his global effect. But yeah, he's always been a pretty good card. I think he goes back to being a pretty good card, but then as an actual cost to him now, he's not just the free 2-drop you throw down on 2 when it's a nothing turn. You have to play him on 3. So decks that play like Mobius probably don't want him. Like he'll see play, and he'll be good in decks that want him. I think Hazmat likes that again, of course. You mentioned Annihilus. The simple thing of having Shadow King not affect your own cards is kind of cool, especially with like things like Wakanda Embassy.
Yeah.
So Shadow King now doesn't kill himself, essentially, if he gets hit with Wakanda Embassy.
Yeah. Yeah, which was ridiculous. I hate how that interaction works. I hate it. No, like it feels like he just like pop that off and then he gets his power or whatever. Because like even if you like put him on like an Elsa lane or whatever, and he gets the power from Elsa, like he takes his own power away, But yeah.
So next is what we talked about, alluding to a little bit as far as Destroy. This is not what you would expect with a Destroy nerf. It's actually a change that they made this change a while ago. Now they're saying, nah, we don't like that. Hulkbuster.
I think this is insane. I think it's absolutely insane. So what is it, Brad? You tell him. You tell him while I calm down.
Hulkbuster. He's going from a 3/5 on reveal merge this card with one of your cards here to a 2/3 same effect. The thinking is straight up Deadpool. Deadpool getting hit with a Hulkbuster, if you haven't killed the Deadpool yet already, makes Deadpool a 1/6, and then the next time you destroy him, makes him a 1/12, which essentially leapfrogs 3 turns, right? Of like destroying normally, because you'd have to go from 1 to 2 to 2 to 4, then 4 to 8, and then you're just going straight from basically 1 to 12 in the span of 2 turns. So it makes them a lot more consistent to get to like that 24 threshold. I understand it. Now, here's the thing. They're not neutering Deadpool in that regard. You can still go Deadpool on 1, Hulkbuster on 2 now to give him a 1/4 stat line, and then you destroy him on 3 with like Killmonger or whatever, maybe Carnage, and now you have a 1/8. And then on 4, you can... Oh, I actually like this. Hold on, listen. You go Deadpool into a Hulkbuster. He's now a 1/4. Turn 3, you play Carnage and like X-23 or something like that, right?
X-23.
Eat him up. Now you have a 1/8. Turn 4, Deadpool, Venom. Now you have a 1/16. And you just continue doing whatever from there. That's still great, and that's still really good. It is still a high roll, but still very good. So I'm wondering if this is actually a sneaky buff to the consistency of Destroy, and they pulled a Galactus on us and they fucked up.
Yeah, no, I don't see it hitting it too much, but like if you remember, like, man, if you remember, they buffed Hulkbuster recently, right? And they buffed him for a good reason. It was not getting played. But what upsets me too is I've been waiting on, like, I really love the Wakandan Hulkbuster variant. And finally, since Hulkbuster's been a lot more playable, I got it. Even though the variant freaking disappears, it's one of the few that disappears once you use it. But anyways, now they're nerfing him again. And like, yeah, I just feel like I loved it, even though the deck doesn't work as well anymore. But like the Shuri Kitty deck, Hulkbuster was great, to get those extra stats. We'll see how it does in move. So something they said in the notes was, and it's kind of weird too, hopefully this change actually creates some opportunity for play alongside things like multiple man, which is interesting, right? There's been a deck floating around with Hercules and like move and like Tribunal, because you're getting some big stats down, like if you can get your like Human Torch going. So it'll be interesting to see how this curves out now that it's lower cost. But it says multiple man and Werewolf by Night. Somebody out there wanting to put Hulkbuster on Werewolf by Night, like what is that?
It doesn't really.
What do you have any idea?
Because like it's an on reveal. I mean, well, actually, no, hold on. I kind of like. So here's the thing. I did an auto deck the other day with what was it? It was a deck that was it the auto Beta Ray Bill deck? I don't think it was. It was something else. But essentially, it gave me Werewolf by Night as a card, and it gave me Hulkbuster in the list. And I was like, that's a weird combo. But then I thought about it. I'm like, well, I guess because it's after it merges, the on reveal happens, I believe. Well, here's the thing. Does Werewolf jump over there? Because when it merges with...
I think that the card... Like, I think the card that you merge to has to have an on reveal. Because, like, if I put Phoenix Force on and it revives Human Torch, Werewolf by Night doesn't jump. Right. I'm like 99% sure.
So it's a weird combo. I guess you could put it on Werewolf to give him an extra growth, so to speak.
But then, that's a weird card to pick, right? Like, why wouldn't I just put that on anything? Like, why wouldn't they be like, oh, like Werewolf by Night or Angela? You know what I mean?
I don't know. Also, isn't it funny how not that long ago, like last year, I would say prior to X-23 coming out, the Deadpool version of Destroy was the joke version that you just like, I just want to play Deadpool because he's fun. Like, remember that? That's what it used to be. It was that.
Yeah.
If you were try-harding Destroy, you did not play Deadpool. You played Nova, you played just the typical Destroy stuff, and Null and Death, and you called it a day. Now it's Forge, it's Deadpool, it's Hulkbuster to leverage the Deadpool. Maybe it's Taskmaster to get that big enough. Like, X-23 really changed everything, if you think about it, to give you the opportunity to play Null, which benefits from destroying Deadpool over and over again, and then be able to do both on the same turn on turn 6. That's crazy.
Yeah. So we'll see how this does. I don't like you said, like I think people are still gonna figure some stuff out with Destroy. And yeah, this is kind of good too. Like it might help out. So whatever, we'll see. I'll still figure out ways to use my Hulkbuster. But also with this next one that we're going to talk about, Mr. Heimdall get a little buff. I might experiment with some more move. So Heimdall, they're taking him up from a 6'8" to a 6'9". What do you think about that?
It's straight up because they used to have an 8 because 9 was within Shang-Chi range. Now they're bringing him up to 9 to keep him within that same just under Shang-Chi range like they were before, and that is it. I don't think it's enough. I think Heimdall's still a mediocre card at the end of the day. And a deck that you expect it to work or expect it to be in there, it's very predictable. You always math out, okay, what if they Heimdall? In addition to everything else they could be doing in the deck. And then additionally to that, like, then when it's unexpected, it's unexpected anyway. So like 8 to 9 doesn't really make much of a change if you're doing some cool Heimdall juke. I have a proposal for a rework for Heimdall. I think if it's a little hard to kind of figure out because it's 3 locations and not, if it was 4, this would be easier as far as math goes, but 3 messes it up. If you play it in the left or the right lane, that's the direction that they move. Or maybe the other way around. Like if you play in the left, they move to the right. If you play in the right, they move to the left, like away from him. That way you have flexibility where you can move stuff, and Heimdall is just not like, oh, well, they'll play it here or here. I just don't know what you do about the middle lane. Do they just not move?
Yeah.
So then you're forcing him to go only in 2 out of the 3 locations, which can make him slightly worse in some instances.
I don't know. Just randomize it. Just have him shuffle around. Just pure chaos.
Player, you definitely don't play that. So I guess
some people are playing Hercules.
Middle can be. Oh, I got it. Okay, you play him in the left. you move all your cards to the right. You play them in the left or the right lane, all your cards move to the left. You play them in the middle lane, your adjacent cards move to the middle.
Using like Second Dinner's philosophy on card text, how the fuck would you squeeze that in?
They could figure it out.
Yeah, Heimdall move stuff, and people just get used to it.
But that'd be awesome.
But
that would give you agency and like a way to like really fuck with the deck. Or how about this? Like, or I guess you can move if he's in the middle, it moves the stuff in the middle, to the adjacent locations. Oh, easy. Templating is easy. I figured it out. When Heimdall is played on reveal, move all cards here to the adjacent locations. So that means if you play them in the right, the cards there move to the left. Or I guess you could say move all cards to their adjacent location. Yeah, right there. Move all cards to their adjacent location.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, that might be good.
I mean, that still actually loses some agency because now it's determined that a card has to be here. It has to be here, which makes it worse.
Well, adjacent to your outside cards on the left and right lane, they both move middle, right?
So yeah. But then like the middle one can move left or right. But if you say it's here, then that means if you play in the right lane, those cards will move to the middle lane. If you play it in the left lane, those cards will move to the middle lane as well. But that's still
There you go.
Fuck. So the first one was the best option of having the wonky one, but they have to figure out how to template that. It's just I wish you had it'd be so much simpler if Heimdall is on reveal, move to a location of your choice.
There's no I remember Ben Bro did a talk about it at like GDC or something where they were like thinking about it, but they decided not to make anything like clickable. You know, that would add like a whole new layer and stuff like that.
By the way, I love more agency for players, more complicated ideas.
Yeah, that would open up just so many more design possibilities too. But whatever. But hey, maybe Heimdall will help this next card. By the way, like, God, I need to follow up with Glenn. Glenn said he'd come on the podcast in the new year. I need to follow up on him just so we can talk about Spider-Man 2099. All right, so they're buffing Spider-Man 2099 from a 4/6 to a 5/9. All right. And what they said was, here's the first line: Spider-Man 2099 has been a below average card for quite a while. Never one of the worst, but also not a true contender. And that's the part where I read that, I just started cracking up. So those of you who are unaware.
You said there was a secret Spider-Man 2099 deck.
Yeah, so those of you know, well, here's the thing. So those of you who are unaware, like Glenn has been saying that there's some deck out there where like it has an insanely high win rate with Spider-Man 2099. He said this like a few seasons ago, but he said it multiple times. And everybody asked him, he's never shared it or anything. But like when they add in this like never one of the worst, I feel like Glenn like was reviewing this. He's like, hey, make sure you let him know that Spider-Man 2099 was never one of the worst, you know? And I'm like, I don't know if we'll ever find out the deck, but they finally buffed him. But they also said, they say someone here that, we're open to considering more significant adjustments. So I don't know. I'm gonna try with it. Like I've been like somebody who's really wanted Spider-Man 2099 to work for a long time, and maybe the stats are enough. Maybe
there's
I don't
only
know.
One other 5/9 in the game, right? It's Arrow.
Yeah. So we'll see. Like this opens you up. You can do like a turn 6, like, you know, whatever. But that's when they have the most cards on the board too. Like that's kind of where like the 4th spot was like decent. It's like, you know, if they have like a Cosmo in one lane, like I want to be able to Iron Fist it over or something like that, you know, like or if they have like a Lockjaw or a Dracula, I want that kind of early hit. But with this still, like he moves one time. Well, you can move him as much as you want, but he only destroys once per game. Like if they have anything else on that lane and I'm not for sure,
I got the
it's
fix.
like
I got the fix. I just figured it out because it's so.
let him kill 2 cards.
Okay,
3.
so they'll never do that. They're never gonna make it so where he works in multiple lanes over the course of the game, because they don't like that play style because they find it to be frustrating for players. And 2, they also probably say that like it's too hard to track for the average player. Like it's like for both sides, you have to track how many times he's moved that game, when you can move him. So it makes a headache for both players to track. So they'll never change him to that for those reasons. However, what if they made him an on reveal and it just says move to another location, destroy a random card at that location, and that's it? You lose agency, to be fair, because you can't do like...
Wait, they make him an on reveal?
I'm saying that's what they should probably do. You lose agency with this idea because you can't just go like on turn 6, him and Ghost Spider to narrow down what lane you go to. But what if it was just on reveal, just like Spider-Man? Move to another location, but instead of grabbing another card there and pulling it, it's just... Or better yet, what if it's... Oh, I got it. It's better. I'm sorry. This is better. On reveal, destroy a random card at this location, move to another location. So you get the agency to kill something in that lane, and then he moves somewhere else, just like Spider-Man.
Yeah, I could see that working.
But then he can't be a 5/9. He'd be
Yeah.
good
I'm
with that ability.
I might be happy with that. The only issue is that if he got semi-popular, even out of forward 6, like Cosmo's going to block him, or you know, like
well, here's the thing.
Whatever.
Like, if we do this version where you basically you treat him like Shang-Chi, you play him in the lane, you want to kill something, and then he moves away. So sure, Cosmo can block him in that lane, but there's 2 other lanes you can move him to, or you can play him in.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, yeah, maybe. Yeah, because that's the other thing that sucks too, is when you don't have an enabler for him.
Right.
You know what I mean? But I have been like, and I think you mentioned on the last podcast or whatever, but like I've been really on the fence about Hercules. Like I waited like the full week
Hercules
to get Grandmaster.
Is a way better card
I feel
than
like he was
$20.99. I can tell you that much.
Yeah, and I'm like, should I get Hercules? Like, because it just seems like some fun, just like making some chaos happen, but also like if I can figure out a way to make like Spider-Man 2099 work now and whatnot. But yeah, we'll see if this does it. I'm glad that they did mention that they're open to experimenting with some other stuff.
Where's my side
down the line?
But my Electra. God, I can't speak. I'm having a stroke. I smell toast. Where's my Electra change to hit 2 costs? Please.
Yeah.
Let me kill Jeff.
Yeah, we'll see.
Let
we'll
me
see that.
kill Jeff.
We killed that fucking land shark. But yeah, let's move on to this last one. The card that I bought for 6,000 tokens, and I still love. And I did play some decks that helped me get to Infinite with Ghost when Stature was on top. But anyways, Ghost is getting a buff to a 3/5, which is we'll see. We'll see.
So look, I actually like this a lot because before, if you really wanted to do like a Ghost with like Valkyrie type of shenanigans, then you're kind of susceptible to Killmonger just ruining that plan, right? This makes her a very solid body. A 3/5 is above rate. The average rate is a 3/4 for vanilla. So being able to have a higher, an above average rate, it's a decent body. You play it a bit later, so it's not as telegraphed. I don't know. I like it. I like it quite a bit. I feel like it's going to be, on average, better than she was before, just because her body's better. Simply for that. Now, here's the downside. You don't want to Valkyrie her anymore. Before, you could Valkyrie her.
Well, hey, Luke. Hey,
That's
Luke's
true,
back.
But then you're looking at 2/3
Luke's
costs
back
in this deck.
Yeah, 2/3 costs. Yeah.
How you get them both down at the same time?
Yeah, I still think, like we've mentioned too, like it'd be great if they made it so her ability where you could play her on turn 6.
Yeah.
Right? You could play her on turn 6 and somehow get her ability. I don't know how that would work though, because like now my brain's thinking of like, oh, like a Sarah with a Luke, but you can't Sarah. Even if you had Sarah, you couldn't do all 3 of those cards. You couldn't Luke, Valkyrie, and Ghost. But yeah, I've loved Ghost. Me and Glazer from Snap Judgments podcast, we were like really on like a Ghost kick when Darkhawk Stature was really popular, one of the million times, because everybody was running Shang-Chi and Enchantress. So we started slotting in Ghost instead of like Nebula, and like it was just wrecking people because you always got to go last and or have the ability to take out their stuff. So like it was like perfect, So we'll see what this does. But yeah, when you get these above rate cards, like it seemed like we have 2 that they're trying to do that. One of this is like their strategy moving forward. Like, hey, let's just kind of put them above rate, see if they can do like that psychological buff too, right? Where it's like, it's a decent enough card. We'll see. But I will say this. After playing, but after playing a shit ton of Ghost, I will tell you this. Ghost puts the fear into the hearts of your opponent. Like, every time I've played Ghost, if they have Killmonger, they will do a turn 3 Killmonger so fast. This sometimes even happens with Howard the Duck. They're like, hey, I don't see that card a lot, and I want to get rid of it. It's like, they're just like, this person is going to do something with this card that I don't like. So I do like how that kind of takes that away.
Yeah, and one other thing. This is a negative, I think. That version of Thanos Zoo that ran this in Valkyrie, I think is dead. Because she was an ongoing, right? Or she still is an ongoing, right? But like she's
still
ongoing, so that's a great hit for Spectrum, right? The Spectrum, and then it's a 1 cost for Khazar, and Blue Marvel can buff it. So like there's your nice ongoing package. Her and Ant Manager are 2 1 costs, and then you just have Valkyrie because it synergizes with her. I don't think you can do that anymore. You could. I don't think it's good.
This does make it awkward. I almost wish it was like a 2, like maybe like a 2-4. Like I think I'd rather take like a 2-4 than a 3-5. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
I mean, there has to be a reason that they didn't do that, though. They had to. There's no way they didn't test 2-4 or 2 something in their testing. They're like, oh, maybe it's a too good or something. I don't know.
Yeah. Well. Here's the thing, though. It's like they originally started her at 1-2 because they thought she was going to be super powerful, and like people just didn't ever hop on the Ghost train. But here's something that they say in the patch notes too. Most of the current strength came from Ghost being a 1-cost ongoing card, but there are other options for that in Spectrum decks today. Parentheses and likely the future.
Definitely have more 1-drop ongoings. There's no way they don't. So yeah, I don't mind that reasoning either. They are correct. Her best home of all time since she's been out has been Thanos ongoing with Spectrum and Valkyrie. And now that may not be her best home anymore. It might not even be a home anymore. But this could open opportunities.
Yeah, there's ways to cheat. There's ways to cheat her out, like Time Stone or I don't know something.
This card now in a Beta Ray Bill deck, if you don't have Thor on 3, you play her instead, and now that protects your Beta Ray Bill from getting hit by Shang-Chi and Ghost Shadow King, because they flip first, and then you're usually playing your Stormbreaker on turn 6 anyway.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. This week, if any of you guys want to just see Jeff Hoagland just rage until he almost bursts a blood vessel, go watch the video he just posted about like Beta Ray Bill, but it's like a 2-minute video. But yeah, he has like Beta Ray Bill and Thor. No, he has Beta Ray Bill, Thor, and Werewolf by Night, but the opponent is playing a Sarah deck with Grandmaster, Luke Cage, and Shadow King. Yeah. So Shang takes out Beta Ray Bill, then they Shadow King the Thor, Grandmaster it, and it takes out the Werewolf by Night. Just boom, boom, boom. Anyways, right now we're in a tech card heavy meta, ones that I personally enjoy, and Ghost, it might be time for Ghost to shine because you do want to lose that priority so you can do your things.
Sarah
and
Control,
whatever.
I do think is the best, if not one of the best decks in the game right now. like that, just like with
Yeah,
Gladiator.
yeah, it's definitely one of the top.
Sarah, Zabu, and like all your other stuff. And like Grandmaster is great in that shell. Before you ran, because you ran Enchantress, you ran Lizard as a nice body that you could always Enchantress later if you want to. But I think that's been the cut now, is you cut Lizard. Because it is the worst card on average in the deck. As someone who's played a lot of that deck, it's what I used to hit Infinite the previous season, I think. Or no, it was a Black Knight. It was a combination of those.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, Grandmaster in that shell now too. Grandmaster being a 2/0 really helps you ensure that you don't have priority in the last turns if you're doing it preemptively or whatever. Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot.
Yeah, whenever I like, if I play a few games in a row when I'm just annoyed, I just switch to a Sarah deck. I'm just like, Sarah Tech, let's go, and I just go in there, just boop boop boop, and start taking stuff out. I have yet to do the Grandmaster thing, but yeah,
I will probably try it tomorrow. Well, we'll see what the OTA brings us. But let's move on to new cards, not new locations. I still have the location thing up, but that's fine. Well, the first one is going to be this one. It's going to be Black Swan. We get 2 cards next week. Remember, we get the Season Pass card, which is this one. And then as well, we'll be getting another card. We'll go over that in just a second. First things first, Black Swan. Do you want to get the Season Pass, yes or no? Probably, because this is a very powerful looking card. On reveal until the end of next turn, your 1-cost cards cost 0. Thanos will love this, right?
Yeah.
Flashbacks to Quinjet interaction with Lockjaw and stuff. Regular Zudex can love this. Maybe Black Knight can like this too. Maybe Discard can like this in some regard.
Well, I think / hope that Hitmonkey loves
That's
this.
True.
That's what I'm hoping.
Yeah, traditional bounce.
I'm hoping there's some way to get her in bounce and get like Hitmonkey back to a decent place. I loved Hitmonkey so much, and now I never play him.
Is this wherever they are, they cost 0, or is it when they're in your hand, they're costing 0? Because imagine a world where you play. Let's say you have extra energy, like the nuts, where you can play 7 energy worth of stuff on turn 5, right? For whatever reason, or that's like maybe it's a Jin game, right? With Nor Dimension. If you play this and then play Jane, would she draw all of your 1 costs as 0s? I doubt it. I really doubt it. I don't think she will.
Oh, well, no, because I think we had a conversation about this. But yeah, because like Jane would probably look at the base cost.
But
you know what I mean?
It'd be so cool if that was the interaction. Because here's the thing. My only reasoning for even thinking or entertaining this is because the wording on this says your 1-cost cards cost 0, not they cost 1 less. I know cost 1 less just means they cost 0, but that changes their actual fabric of the card potentially.
All right, here's what. Okay, let's say that interaction works. Here's what you could do. Turn 4, turn 3.
This does not work, everybody. This most likely 99% will not work.
Turn 3, you magic. Turn 4, you wave, or turn 5, you wave. Right. So turn 6, your Jane goes down to 4 cost. But how are we gonna get Beta Ray Bill and Thor out too? You'd have to do some things, but you could do.
Well, you're waving on 5, so you can get Beta Ray on 4.
Beta Ray on 4, yeah. We just wouldn't have Thor. But yeah, just use Beta Ray, and then so then on 6, so maybe that's the first thing to try to see if it works. Or I'm sure Glenn will answer that once the video comes out. But yeah, I'm excited for this card. Anything that'll make bounce a little bit better, or my ability to just play a bunch of cards. I don't know if there's a way to squeeze this in some kind of like Beta Ray deck. I haven't had time to experiment with like Beta Ray decks with Hitmonkey. Kraken Null made a deck, and I have yet to try it. I think Nina is new made a video on it, and she went like 10-0 with it or something crazy. So yeah, but I'm wondering if she fits somewhere in there where you could do some like get big numbers out plus
I also
other stuff.
Mind in some rendition of like an Annihilus shell, because there are times where like I don't have the ability to play my hood on turn 6 because like I already Annihilus on 5. Or I'm sorry, my demon from the hood on turn 6 because I Annihilus on 5 and I want to Goliath on 6. This maybe, I mean, you still have to Annihilus in some way. I don't know. It's a fringe case where you can play a 1 cost alongside a 0 as a 0 cost alongside your 6 cost, like Goliath, Doctor Doom, etc., etc., etc. So that's something I'm vaguely interested in. I'm not sure if it would work. You'd have to make the deck vastly different to make sure you get enough value and enough 1 cost to make her work. But at the end of the day, when the shell for an Annihilus deck is just a Annihilus Sentry Hood, I feel pretty confident being able to do something with this.
Yeah, that might be interesting.
I mean, also, we do know there is the bounce version of that deck. So,
yeah.
That right there could be it.
So we shall see.
All right, so next in that same week, let me go to Spotlights because it threw me to the top. We have the card. Oh my God, this is like the exact opposite of this month, my friend, because the card that I am most excited for in the entire month of February is indeed Supergiant. Where this month it was Beta Ray Bill, and I had to wait until the last week to get him. I get to open up with my girl. I want to ask you, Chris, you know me. What is one of my favorite cards in all of Snap? If not my most favorite card in all of Snap.
Wait, what?
What is one of my favorite cards in all of Snap, if not my most favorite card?
Quicksilver.
The hint is everyone hates him.
Everyone hates him?
No,
Leech?
Goliath.
I love
that purple fuck so much. Also, that's what she said. If we're talking about death, talking about Thanos, look at that. I got the big brain on. But this is Supergiant. On reveal, all cards played next to her don't reveal until the game ends. She's a 4/5. So that means turn 1, you Nebula. Turn 2, you Medusa or Lizard or something, whatever. Turn 3, maybe you Gladiator. Maybe you Thor. Maybe just a decent 3-cost card that ensures you can get priority. Then you play a 4/5. Nothing wrong with that in its own right. Enchantress is a 4/5. That's pretty good. Feels good about that. 4/6 is the real premium that we're looking at. And then there's Hercules as a 4/7 for some fucking reason. But that's a whole other thing. Play her 4/5. There's a very, 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 very good chance that you can have priority when it's all said and done with Supergiant going into turn 5. That fucks up your opponent in several ways. First things first, maybe they want to play MODOK. Maybe they want to play Sarah. Maybe they want to play a plethora of other good 5-cost cards like Arrow, Legion, etc. Like things that can mess with you in some way or provide them extra utility like Sarah. Of course, we talked about Sarah Control. And then look at that. Turn 6, you Goliath for fucking free and kill all their shit. Oh my God. I cannot wait.
So I'm more excited about her than I was, but I started to get deja vu. I'm sure someone's in the comments. We might have chatted about these new cards, but I don't give a shit. Meta's shifting. We got an OTA. We're going to talk about them. So, because I think we might have mentioned these on the last episode, because when you start going to your Goliath thing, I'm like, wait a second. But anyways, now that I'm thinking about it too, and now with Leech being everywhere now, like, I'm actually excited about this card. I wasn't as excited about this card, but Leech, right? I play this on 4, your Leech doesn't show up, your Sarah doesn't show up. I feel like in the current state of the meta, unless some things change by next week, this has the potential to shake a lot of shit up. You know what I mean?
Also,
like, there's a lot of people who are planning on...
Fuck you to your Black Swan, the Season Pass card, because they usually want to play that on the later turns anyway. Like, turn 5 is like the ideal spot to play it. Especially turn 5.
Yeah, so you could dump.
With Wave. We didn't talk about that, by the way. Listen to this. Where to go? Turn 5 with Wave lets you have all your 1 costs be 0, lets you play a 2 cost and a 6 cost.
Jeez, you got me thinking. I don't know what I would want to do.
I mean, it could just be strong cards. It could just be like, maybe it's a Moon Girl, Martyr, She-Hulk, kind of like deck or whatever, right? Because that lets you, because you have the option of floating with your She-Hulks to let it go, and you have like sunspots on the board and stuff.
Yeah.
And then you have like Martyr and Titania, or you can do this and wave. Your She-Hulks go to 4 anyway, and then you can play like whatever good 2-cost you want, like a Medusa or Lizard or whatever.
Yeah.
Or Jeff.
The other thing though, with Black Swan being the season pass card, I'm wondering if you want to play Black Swan with Kyra though.
Maybe.
You know?
Yeah, probably.
Like they're buffing Ghost. We're gonna be playing a lot of 1-cost cards. Like people might want to play like Kyra just to like get rid of that.
Kyra on 5. But I do that wave play really makes me think something's there.
Yeah. Well, we get to try next week. So who else we got? We got Call Obsidian. And that dude, Brad's pulling it up. It is, you can only play this where you have a 1-cost card, and it's a 4/9. They changed this. We mentioned this last time. He used to be like a 4/10, can't be destroyed, and you got to play him on a lane with a Infinity Stone. They changed that, but yeah, like I wonder if this plays well with Black Swan.
Could.
You know, you're gonna be playing 1-cost anyways.
Could.
But I think he's going to show up in a lot of decks.
Thanos is the easiest.
There's a lot of decks.
Thanos still likes to play Blob. That hasn't gone away. Blob has gone down in power, but he's still a very good card. At the very minimum, he will be a 15 power card. Well, I mean, if you build your deck right. Thanos can build your deck right. This guy slots right into it. This is just a better Crossbones for the deck because you either can just play it on 4 because you are definitely playing Infinity Stones on 1, 2, or 3, unless you're having a really shitty draw for that game. It's also 1-cost in general, so you can still play a couple of 1-costs like you probably normally do in Thanos anyway, like an Ant-Man or whatever, if you want to go the ongoing route like we talked about earlier. Yeah, this is great. Fantastic. Good card. Insane.
Yeah. There's a big card. I wonder if there's anything there with Shuri in this. It makes it Shang-Chi bait, but like if you like Zabud out of Shuri into Call into Taskmaster, that's 2 lanes with 18 power.
One then with that line.
Yeah. So you put like Sunspot, Nebula, something like that. Right. You know what I mean?
Now, the old version, I would agree with you that there's something there, a Thanos Shuri list, because then you could go be a 420 that can't be destroyed. But we don't have the old version.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and Kyra won't protect this thing. So I don't know. I'm sure some maybe even a person named Shuri Enjoyer will figure that out. So now we got Corvus.
Talked about these last episode because I went on my whole thing of how Corvus is bad in a discard list, except I would play him in a ramp shell, like an Electro ramp, with one of your 6 drops being Hela. That's what I said last time.
So yeah, discard 2 cards from your hand to get +1 max energy. Discard 2 cards from your hand. What? Oh, okay. Never mind. I was like, wait, I have to discard, but no, this is like a little mini Hell Cow. But you know,
Electro, but the
I don't know, because I think when we talked about it last time, Meek hasn't come out. I've been playing a lot of Meek, just having fun, in a Wong Gambit deck.
Drop in the ramp style deck with Hela as a top end. Like this makes Meek at the very least a 1/3. You could have some other synergies. Now, of course, we have to talk about this in conjunction with the next card because they go together, both in our lore and in our hearts. It's Proxima Midnight. When this card is discarded, jump to your lowest power location that isn't full. She's a 4/6. It's just a better Wolverine for the most part. They go together probably in the same list. But I'm not too big on the randomness in a regular discard list with Corvus here. I don't like Hellcow for that reason. I don't like Swordmaster for that reason.
Poor Hellcow.
The only random card, same thing with Moon Knight, don't like that for that reason. The only random discard effect that I do like in discard, or in any deck for that matter, is Gambit, because what you're gaining out of that random discard is destroying another card. So I am much more willing to accept the low roll of my discard for the high roll of my destroy. This doesn't have that type of feel to me. At least not in a discard deck. I think Ramp with Hela as a top end card of one of your 6 drops, because then if you discard your Infinite and Doctor Doom or whatever, then you can still Hela on 5, get everything back, and then be happy.
Yeah, I'd say I think if I'm going for cards, because I've been skipping some recently, I'd say Corvus is probably one I'll skip until I see someone do something crazy. But what sucks is it might not be until the following week when Proxima comes out.
It's really hard for us to maintain the collection complete. I'm at I have 14 spotlights at the moment, 33,000 tokens. And I'm looking ahead. I'm I have to really high roll the fuck out of these spotlights.
Bro, I tweeted out yesterday, 2 weeks in a row, first cash. New card, first cash.
This week was
last
week was 4, this week was 3, but both of which I think I liked the variants. Last week I had to get the Rion Gonzalez hit monkey. That was why. Because I want every Rion Gonzalez in the game. And then this week I wanted the Galactus, and that was my 3rd hit.
Yeah, no, people have been getting some dope splits on that comic book cover Galactus. But yeah,
does that mean
what?
Hold on. Peach Mogo's cool. Okay, so this week, if I get Supergiant first hit, I don't give a shit about these. I don't care. Don't care. Don't care. Don't care. I don't need them. I have so many Darkhawks, so many Zabus. Don't care. This week though, I need it. I need it. This is the best one.
Yeah, that's a really cool one.
Fuck.
I got the Venomized though, so I'm on the fence. Maybe I'll rotate them. I have a lot of great Thanos variants too.
One, which I love. Which is this one, if you don't understand. Do you see why I say it's the fuck it we ball?
Because there's balls?
No, not because there's balls. It's because look at him. Look at his stance. He looks like he's about to cross someone up on the fucking court. He's playing basketball. Doesn't it? He looks like he's palming a basketball here. He's about to cross him up. Holy shit.
It does.
Also, it's the LA Lakers.
You should Photoshop that.
I should. You're right. It wouldn't be that hard, to be honest.
Yeah, there's a lot of great Thanos variants. I love them.
Oh, I hate this one though. This is not an ultimate variant. Fuck you. Flaviano's fantastic, but it doesn't feel ultimate.
Was that the ultimate?
It doesn't feel like an ultimate.
Nah.
This feels like an ultimate to me.
Yeah, no, I remember that one just from childhood. That gives me it's a little nostalgia.
How do you feel about the I guess we can close on this because we just rehashed back-to-back episodes talking about these cards. How do you feel about the Pandart stuff?
I love it. I love it because it's I'm having trouble putting it into words, but it's it reminds me of one of my favorite artists, Max Grech, but less cartoony, right? It has it's this kind of cartoonish 3D feel. I don't know how to put it into words, but it's a style that I like. A lot of these I really like. I bought 3 of them yesterday. I got Lady Sif and 2 others. Scroll up. Let me see which other ones I got. What else I get? I got Lady Sif,
Marvel,
Zero. Oh, and Onslaught. I got Lady Sif, Zero, and Onslaught because I need some. I've been rocking a fucking Onslaught pixel variant, killing me.
Onslaught looks good.
But yeah,
looks cool, and Lady Sif also looks pretty cool.
I might. So I just put out a tweet. If I was if I get 117 likes and 3 retweets and a few replies, I was I'll get Infinite and Green Goblin. The Infinite one I really like. The Green Goblin one, I just like the classic Green Goblin. And I'm I think I just got so excited that they're not red goblins. But then somebody reminded me, scroll down a little bit. I want to, on the Green Goblin. I like the Max Grech, but I don't think I've ever seen that in my shop. Scroll down. There might be another Datamind one. That one, that one right there. Cartoony as fuck. I love it.
Is, Ink Pulp.
Is it?
Oh, is it not? Hold on. It says
yeah. Oh, no, Strong Crystal. Yeah, so this So this one, I might have to go back on my tweet because I might wait for that one. I forgot that one was coming out.
Yeah, they have his actual name listed on this.
Oh.
Yeah, I recognize Ink Pulp.
I know me some Ink Pulp. Guy. Yeah, I love me some Ink Pulp too. Like I've been rocking that Iron Lad.
Yeah.
I kind of wish I got the Negasonic when she was in the spotlights. Yeah.
Did you?
Yeah, like now that Negasonic's like actually getting some more play and stuff too, but yeah.
Bundle? Damn.
No.
You'll never.
I did not. I just don't play him enough.
For Ink Pulp. But this might be my favorite. I like the Iron Lad, but this one is fantastic.
Yeah, I just love the classic Green Goblin. Like, we have, like, what, 2 or 3 Red Goblins? I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, stop it. Like, give me just goofy purple.
Red Goblin promo?
Oh.
What are you... For what?
Maybe it's, like, for a Twitch drop?
Maybe. Let's see. These are all promos.
Oh, yeah, look at that. It has the Devil Dinosaur. It has that black cat. Yeah, so promo must be just, or maybe it's a shop reward.
This is the
because
this we haven't gotten yet. Is this Bullseye Carnage? Oh
no, it looks like a null. That looks like the null symbol.
Terrifying.
Yeah, but if you look at that black cat one, that was in the shop. Like if you spent a certain amount. That Doctor Strange one, that one was some kind of event or daily login reward.
Yeah, it was a daily login. This is
yeah. So these are just promotional events.
This was a Twitch drop one. I don't remember what this one was.
Yeah, so they're giving us another fucking Green Goblin or Red Goblin for some promotion.
It's another contest one.
Damn.
Yeah. Oh, this one too.
Oh, that Lady Sif.
This one just came out, right?
I don't think that's out yet.
I've seen people with splits on it.
Is it? Oh, I don't know.
There's the Miles Knoll, the Jim Lee everyone got. Oh, this is a cool Miles.
Yeah, I got that nullified Miles. I need a good split on him, but yeah.
I'm not a big fan of the Lady Sif.
Yeah.
This was a collection track. This was a reward. The best reward.
What else we got in here? The Shocker ones.
Storm. What is this? Oh, this is sick.
Yeah, what's that? Yo, what's that? What's that, Spider-Man? Those of you who are listening to the podcast, you're missing out.
Hey, by the way, if you're listening on Spotify, the video version is there. Just unlock your phone.
There you go.
You know, just unlock your phone, Fivehead.
Get that fucking Uatu out of here.
This is sick.
Yeah, I got some good ones. There's some dope Storm variants.
I like Uatu. I wish he was better. This is cool too. I like the Spectrum. Like she's just yelling. She mad. But I got the Spectrum already. So I never need another Spectrum. These are all cool.
Yeah, pretty dope. Now we know what promo is. I wonder when that Carnage is coming.
Well, isn't there isn't Death part of next season? In the season pass?
Is it?
Let me look. Let's look at variants for February. So we're getting this Thor.
Is that a Max Rec Thor?
It is. Lockjaw. Nice. We're getting that Shang-Chi, Nullified Shang-Chi, which I need to get.
Nice. Yeah. That one's been data mined like since I started playing Marvel Snap.
We're getting another armor. Oh, it's a fantasy. It's an ultimate armor. Ironheart, Gamora. Let's see. Is that a Dan?
You're in February still.
Yeah, I'm in February, of course.
Oh, I thought you meant the next season for March.
This is a season.
Like Death.
This isn't the season. This Death, which makes sense because Thanos Death. You know, that's the whole reason he was doing it.
Yeah.
So that comes out the 6th because it's in the season track. This must be in the season track.
What's that Moon Girl?
Moon Girl.
What's that Moon Girl? Hover up. Right there. Right above Death.
It's a Scotty.
Oh, it's a baby. Damn it. I love me some Scotty Young baby variants.
We got Magic. We got Doctor Strange. We have Gay Sunspot. I love it.
Oh, thank God. Do you see that? February 10th? See that fucking Scorpion?
That's actually sick.
I've been dying for a
I actually really like it unironically. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, that's definitely one of the better ones. That Human Torch too is pretty detailed.
Sucks. Because again, I showed you this before. Remember the other Scorpion, the Venom
Yeah.
on the cover, where he's like just jacked. Oh, this one's cool.
Yeah, I got.
This one looks like a classic Scorpion. What? Oh wait, this is part of the Beach Bums one. Oh, I'm an idiot. I never got it. I never got that one. Damn. Welcome to the part of the show where we just look at variants for a bit, though. Rion Gonzalez, Sarah. Gotta get that. Gotta get it.
Yeah. That pixel Human Torch isn't terrible. I got a the Max Greg Torch though out of a reserve.
Here's the Dan Hip Coulson with the Captain America trading card.
Oh, the Captain America card, nice.
This is a Miles. Who is the artist here?
Miles and Ghost Spider for Valentine's.
Sean Galloway. Okay, so I like this as a Valentine's bundle more so than the one we got last time. Magneto, Jug, the Thing.
Did you see that Venomized Jeff what's his face posted?
It's pretty cool. God,
I can't remember his name or I'd shout him out. But he's been making like Venomized variants and like, yeah, we're trying to get him to like get in the game. He's a really good artist. Like a lot of people just like draw shit. Like he's like a skilled artist and it's definitely up to par with these variants. I love that Spider-Man Hulk too, but I just got the freaking 1200 gold Taco Hulk, but I might get that one.
Venomize M'Baku.
Fucking M'Baku.
Baby
These are great. What's that Dakin? What's that little dark Dakin? Oh, is that a ultimate? God, that's kind of cool. That's kind of cool.
Hold on. It doesn't say. It's not listed as a fantasy, but it kind of gives me a fantasy vibe, doesn't it?
Yeah, a little bit. Was that a baby Jean Grey?
Yeah,
I need to go check this out. I never saw this. Yeah, I'll probably get that. I got the Spotlight variant, but I like me some babies.
The Artgerm Dazzler that everyone's been obsessing over forever is coming out. Actually, just an Artgerm week, it looks like. Artgerm Day, February 29th. We get all the thirst traps that we've ever wanted. Because that is just the style is anime.
Just making some sexy ass cards.
Bundles. This is like the last bit of bundles that we have information on because we don't get them anymore.
Last Data Mine bundles. That Moon Girl one comes in a bundle. Do we have any? Go down to the March. Go down to the March variants. Now I'm curious about all of them.
Why can I not scroll? Okay, cool. I kind of scroll the side. It's fine. March. So we get a Pixel Maximus. Let's go.
Pixel Maximus.
March 26. These are cool.
Ooh, that Pandart War Machine though. I might be pulling for that.
Kitty Pryde. Oh, there's Cannonball. That's right. These are
that's an interesting. Oh, so all the spotlights are Pandart.
Interesting. Oh, that's a great Spider-Ham, by the way.
Yeah. If I didn't love my Venomized Spider-Ham so much,
dude, because
I'd definitely rock that.
We have the Sarah, right? Chibi coming out for Rion Gonzalez. So then I gotta get the Mobius. I want to have a full Sarah or a Rion Gonzalez. What's it called? Sarah Controllers.
Yeah. Oh. Man-Thing. Maybe Man-Thing will be back with the Luke Cage.
That's true. Yeah, you can
Luke
go,
Cage buff.
Like let's say like Medusa is your biggest 2-drop.
Zabu.
Yeah, Zabu as well. But I was thinking like just as a curve wise, Medusa into Luke Cage into Man-Thing on that lane could really disrupt their stuff.
Pretty dope.
These are all cool. But let's go through these real quick.
Yeah, I love me some Pandart.
This looks like a Phoenix Force type of.
Captain America? Yeah, it is.
It's a conquest reward. Hope Summer.
Oh, interesting.
Pixie, which that's going to get changed. There's no way. Oh, hold on. Shuffle the cost of all cards.
Shuffle the cost of all cards in your deck?
Wasn't this different?
I think so.
No, it was this. This is just weird. It's just a weird card. That might be the same. What was the
one?
Yeah. That's the one that's going to get changed. I have to play a card here, get +2.
Yeah, that's the one where we're saying to quote you on that. Pandart Magneto? Damn, Pandart's going to make me broke.
Oh, that Groot's fantastic. That's one of the few Scotty Youngs that I like. Very picky.
Fantastic.
These are also good. We got actual Wong. Mockingbird.
Yeah.
We got some Mysterio Vulture. Demonized.
Oh, yeah, that Demonized She-Hulk, too.
Wish there was a bit more.
Oh, look.
Hell
Your
yeah.
favorite card. You're getting
Quicksilver. 1,200. Goddamn. Imagine paying 1,200 for a Quicksilver variant.
Dude, who is it? What's his name? Son of a Lich Gaming. He's definitely he might get it. He loves freaking Quicksilver so much.
I don't remember who it was that just kept for like a week straight just being like, you got to play Quicksilver. It's a great Spider Ham target. It's always the first card in your deck.
Oh shit.
What?
Dude, March 20th, go down. That's when I'm gonna go broke. I've been waiting on that Max Greg Killmonger forever.
It's just a Max Greg.
Yeah, and then the Galactus. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, I might get that Debris too.
Another animal one.
Oh, dude. You know how much? Dude, it cost me $200 to get that nullified fucking Miles. And now you're going to give me a cat Miles? Motherfucker. I wish, you know, what'd be a cool feature in the game is if you can favorite a few variants of the same card and it rotated them. Just like randomized it when you were playing, you know?
I think I might like this one more than the Nullified.
The Nullified?
This is sick. It's a bundle. What bundle is this? Oh, that's not what okay, never mind.
Nope.
Doesn't go to where I want it to. Blueprint War Machine is cool. There's just, this month is sick.
Ink Pulp, Mr. Fantastic. That's pretty decent.
Post-Apocalyptic Viper.
I like that Luca Coretti, Luke Cage. It's kind of like his classic. I don't really have a Luke Cage variant that I love yet.
Luke Cage that there is
with the afro.
No, it's this. Oh yeah, the afro, but it's the
yeah.
Dip. It's the only one I've seen that has the classic uniform or costume, whatever you want to call it. Oh boy!
All right, those are decent.
3,000 gold for $30.
Yeah, dude, I've been stockpiled on gold ever since they ran that promo in like December where you got double gold. Like I've just been, like, I'm still at like 8,000 gold, and I've like blown some. So
I have like 90 gold.
Did you do the double, the twofer?
One.
Jesus Christ! Yeah, I did too. But you're just wow. You've been using them on splits, or did you get like one of those big 7,000 gold bundles?
Dude, I'll be on stream and be like, do I have enough to get a split here? And it's like 300 gold. I'm like, yep, we're doing it. All right, run a prediction. You think it's going to be a good split or bad?
Oh, you.
Them introducing that is where most of my gold is probably gone, to be honest, is splits, because I'm impatient.
Gotta be good with your gold, like moi.
We did.
All right, cool. Fun episode.
We'll be back in a couple weeks to talk about how else they're going to nerf Destroy, because it's going to be our new overlords. Once I honestly, if I can leave you with a hot take, I really think that they fucked up with this Hulkbuster change, and they just made Destroy slightly better.
We'll see. It'll be interesting. Like, does emergency OTA? Will they have a patch the following week? And they can slide in some OTAs.
Take away the high roll potential of like the 3/5 Hulkbuster, right? Of just being insane and how easy it is to go to a 24 power Deadpool. But I think the consistency of a 2/3 is just a little bit better, you know?
Yeah. No, it might be great.
We'll
so,
but we love
all
you all.
right.
Thank you so much for listening and watching. We appreciate you. We'll be back in a couple of weeks. And as my pastor used to say, let our faces shine on you and be gracious to you. Let us look upon you in favor as you give us our peace, and we give you your thanks. I fucked that up. Bye-bye. Peace out.
Peace.